Any objection?
Straight ahead, it's a wrap. The Texas legislative session is coming to a close, and we'll look at the bills that will impact you and your family, from education to property tax relief, bail reform, and more. Sounding off, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett and Congressman Brandon Gill discuss the impact of tax and spending cuts now that the President Trump's, quote, big beautiful bill passed in the House. And Beto is back. We asked former Congressman Beto O'Rourke if he's running for office again next year. Good morning to you. I'm Jack Fink. Get your fix for Texas politics. Eye on Politics starts now. Hello and happy Sunday, and welcome to Eye on Politics. Tomorrow is the last day of the regular Texas legislative session, and it's been quite the session when you consider the impact on public schools, property tax relief, criminal justice, and more.
It's a record. I believe it's a world record.
Texas senators celebrate the additional $10 billion of relief from your school property taxes this year that they and lawmakers in the House passed this session. The homestead exemption for most Texas homeowners will now rise from $100,000 to $140,000. And for people over 65, the homestead exemption will rise to $200,000. Exemptions for business property taxes will also go up from $2,500 to $125,000 next year.
Every Texan will benefit from this. Black, white, brown, purple, pink will benefit from this.
We have done historic, not just big things, historic things to create property tax relief for Texans.
In November, residents will have the final say by voting to make it permanent in the Texas Constitution. Another priority bill headed to the governor's desk will inject a record $8.5 billion in new money for the state's public schools. About half of that, $4.2 billion, will go to permanent pay raises for teachers with 3 or more years' experience. The legislature is also sending school districts an extra $500 million to give pay raises to entry-level teachers and non-administrative staff.
It is unprecedented in this state.
Lawmakers also approved legislation to crack down further on disruptive students, now including those in kindergarten through 2nd grade. They also passed voluntary prayer in schools and requiring school districts to display a poster or a framed copy of the 10 Commandments in every classroom. The ACLU of Texas is among the organizations promising to challenge the law in court. And lawmakers in both the Senate and House passed unanimously a bill known as the Uvalde Strong Act by State Representative Don McLaughlin, who was mayor of Uvalde 3 years ago when a gunman shot and killed 19 elementary school students and their 2 teachers. The bill requires school districts and law enforcement to train jointly and establish protocols to respond to active shooter incidents.
They have to have these meetings, they have to work together, and they have to have this training.
Aside from education, the state is providing $1.5 billion in incentives over the next decade to attract TV and film production to better compete against other states. Another priority of Governor Abbott's is headed to his desk: bail reform. It requires judges to deny bail in more criminal cases and allows prosecutors a chance to appeal the judge's decisions on bail. And in what has turned out to be a very controversial bill, the state will ban all THC products statewide starting in September. After the state allowed hemp sales to support farmers, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick said new smoke shops exploited a loophole in that law. Stores and businesses that sell products have pushed back and hope the governor will veto it. But Patrick said businesses and stores are selling dangerous products.
These are bad actors. These are people who want to kill your kids, and they don't give a damn.
In response, Thomas Winstanley, executive vice president of edibles.com, sent a statement saying, quote, "The lieutenant governor's statement is not only deeply irresponsible, it's dangerously misleading. To characterize an entire industry as bad actors who want to kill your kids is a flagrant misrepresentation that borders on satire if it weren't so inflammatory coming from an elected official." The only bill the legislature is required to pass is the budget. Coming up, we ask former Congressman Beto O'Rourke if he is running for public office again. But next, Members of Congress from North Texas sound off on what President Trump has called, quote, the big beautiful bill of tax and spending cuts. When Eye on Politics comes right back.